yesterday was a very mind-blowing delivery from our dear host, and also, of course, the master of ceremony also did a wonderful work. We were meant to understand the women's rights advancement protection protective mission that proposed why it was established in 1999 by Excellency Justice Fatima Amin. Yes, and also about volunteerism. Whatever we are doing, that day have said that is the outreach in the NGOs, but I go with the volunteerism spirit, because once you have that spirit to volunteer in NGO, at home, everywhere you are, it will go a long way to do great things. And of course, it was my blue. Thank you.
Most fundamental aspect is the outreach. What I mean by outreach, you don't do it yourself. You can do your things through other people. Yes. And that's why it is extremely important for you to have collaboration. Collaboration is very key in the overall.
What is WRAPA? The special coordinators have to go back to the various places, to train the volunteers on how to work and work about it. And then some of the things that they discuss, how to take care of your place, especially the place you are handling. You don't just go anyhow and discuss or tell people what WRAPA is. That is what I learned.
These men and girls. I learned a lot about that. And I want us to carry along with the words. What they are giving away, they cannot speak for themselves. Even the parents cannot even say anything about what's going on. And something is wrong there. Thank you. Yesterday, our constitution of the WRAPA was read. And we have 8 articles there, like a mission and objective, like banking, like financing, like meetings, like coordinations, and so on. And that was the one I can grab this one.
Yesterday, it was very okay, and a lot of things were taken home. The one most important thing that we discovered yesterday was not to be 100% relying on WRAPA headquarters for our activities at the state level. There are a lot of things that we ourselves can do. In case of financing, in case of creating more relationship in communities, a lot of things were taken home from there.
The yesterday lecture was fantastic. I was able to know that WRAPA is not only meant for women, it can also go for boys and men. And through WRAPA, you can be able to help your following be when he's in trouble, when he's in difficulty. You can help him or her out. Thank you.
So thank you very much, our participants, for your input. I'm sure you all learned a lot. I would have liked my volunteers to speak a little bit more, but I noticed we're all camera shy, like me too. So we'll go on to what is next on our agenda. Today we are giving time, we'll be on time. So I'll go around and select the pre-test, then we'll go on to what is next on our agenda. So, Madam Yemis, can I hand over to you?
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable MC. I see another side of you. So when we see people wanting MCs, we know who to direct them. Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning, our daddies and our mommies in the house. Good morning, experts in advocacy. Good morning, my daughter here and there. Good tempura and spiritual. Good morning, our traditional fathers. You are all welcome again. Today we are at it. Some of the questions we asked yesterday was actually, what do I say that? It was pre-asked. What we'll be covering today, you will see how you can raise funds. So we are talking to fundraising and we are talking to project management. Please, I am amazed with the way you are able to capture what was said yesterday. It means that in all of the beloved, we still were attentive. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. Now we will go straight into project management. And as much as possible, we simplified it. Can somebody please tell us whatever you understand about project management? Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
My little understanding, I think project management is how to plan for the project, how to execute it, and how to deliver it.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Let's give her a round of applause. Any other person? Please to the back. Thank you. She said how to plan, how to implement, and how to deliver. Great.
Yeah, to add to what she just mentioned, when we say project management, it entails the entire life cycle of a project, right from planning to the close out period, which includes the planning itself, the objectives, the outcomes, the expected result to achieve, the deliverables, how to monitor the implementation during the implementation proper, whether things are going as planned or not, and how to reshuffle and then go back to the drawing board and then continue with the planning and again continue with the execution and monitoring at the same time, putting into consideration the allocated budget for the execution of such activities as outlined up to the close-out session like this.
Chief has finished our lecture. Let's give him a round of applause.
I think I will just need 30 seconds. All right, about project management. Most of us believe it's from the planning stage. I believe it's from the initiation stage. Because this problem is, a case study is, if me and my dear MC states that we want to carry out a project, we have conceived the idea that whatever we are going to be doing, the project is going to either be successful or fail from the initiation stage. Because that's the majority of the problems we have in Nigeria in terms of project execution. We've already believed that this project is going to cost 100 million naira, but from the initiation stage, we now say, if we, if we receive 100 million naira, we are going to corner 60 million naira. Then 40 million naira is what we are going to use for the project, which is going to be ineffective or not qualitative. So whether project is going to be successful or not is from the initiation stage. Thank you.
One added value we have in project management is time bound. It is time bound. So whatever you do, it has specific time. And then of course be smart. So time bound is key in project management.
Thank you. Another question.
We are talking about the project management. And let me give an example of this meeting that we have. We have to plan this at the end, we not achieve anything. And when we talk about project management, you have to plan of the project or the organization you are handling, so that at the end, the plan will go well, or you achieve what her plan at the end. That's what I was saying.
Management, project management has been defined beautifully here by the participants. And what I want to add is that when you are doing project management, you should not forget about risk. Risk also is one of the is among of the project management, because you may face one way or another a risk that it may affect your project, and how can you bear it and then proper solution to it. Thank you.
Excellent. Let's clap for her. No matter how brilliantly you have planned, envisage risk. So have a risk framework, analyze your risk, mitigating factors that you will use in mitigating the risk, then you go on. Thank you very much. I won't ask for better. So we have all done very well. Now in layman's language, so that those of us just started, who are thinking which day will we also be able to define project management like this, especially for our volunteers. In simple language, we can say project management is about organizing, guiding, achieve a goal within a set time, using a particular cost, and also being on the guard to monitor and control how the project goes. From start to finish. Somebody mentioned to completion. All these things are written here. We will give you this. At the close of today, we will send it to the secretariat and they will send to you. Either of them here will send to you. So please, I just wanted you to have, it's one slide I have all of this. Even including the one we are doing after this, only one slide. And all of them is 62 slides. So we'll share it with you. Because you have to take this and train others. We have also put some simplified definition within the teacher's note that others may not see, but you will be seen as a teacher. So program management is about everything they have said. You will see that somebody mentioned budgets. It is here. You will see that somebody mentioned time. It is here. You will see that somebody mentioned planning. It is here. Somebody mentioned executing. It is here. And completing is also here. So everything said are correct. Who can give us examples of project management that is not huge? That is not like what we are doing here. That is not like funder based. Your own project management that you have involved in, either domestically. Who can give us an example? Has anybody carried out a venture here? Whether farming venture, whether maybe wedding ceremony, whether birthday party. Yes. Has anybody carried out such a thing? We don't think it is huge because it's our own habit.
All right, thank you for the opportunity. Mine is, there is this project since 2019 that we've been doing, and up to date is still in existence because we manage it properly from the conception stage till now, which is still in progress. I have a senior group with NYSC. I search in what social ambassadors industry. Since then, we have a company and we are searching what magazine some of us might have heard about it. We now conceive the idea that we need to build up community youth in terms of volunteerism. And we came up with partnering with NYSC. Since then, we partnered with NYSC to have CDS group in Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Niger State. And the project is a 9 months course with the core members. From the month they left the camp to the beginning, to the end of their service year, when they will do their personal parade. So from the month one, volunteerism, patriotism, health education, to the last month, which is introspection and graduation. So it's a project that has been managed, and we used to follow it accurately or efficiently. And I don't believe it's going to fail because we are following all what it takes in project management. Thank you.
As an example of project management, who has something like that everybody can resonate with?
Of course, projects solve problems. So the problem I try to solve is the high rise of food products, food stuff. So last 2 years ago, I timed it. Usually you buy food at harvest. After harvest, the farmers return the excess to the barn. By the time they bring it out, it's more expensive. So what I've done is now, like from now till October, I save money towards buying food stock in November. So for me, that's a project that I missed it last year and I suffered from it this year. Because food stuff went up. The little I had to share it with others, thinking that I still have enough. So my project this year, and I plan to manage it well, is to first get my money in place, identify farmers. Of course, my list of foodstuffs are there. So I'll buy it at the right time. I won't wait for food to go back to the barn before it's brought. And we're struggling with middlemen in the market. So we plan well, and it's time bound. If you miss the time, you won't get it.
Excellent. I think we all can identify with that. I bought it for buying, for eating in your house. I've not even seen anything, I've never seen anything like current inflation. I don't know, maybe Minna is better, so that I can buy some food. You bought beans, 2,000, I bought it by 1,600. I sent my daughter to buy beans. Then my colleague in the office was telling me, you are still eating beans. Beans is now 2,400. I said it's not possible. Only for me to get home and they return my money. And now it's even more than that. I think it's 2,400. 3,500 now. If I learn from Auntie Jumanda how she does it, probably we will not enter this kind of embarrassment. Because if your income is not increasing and your expenditure is increasing, if care is not taken, you will get into bankruptcy. So you see how project management can support you even in our own private lives. Thank you, ma'am, for that explanation. The 4 P's of project management. Number 1, it is people. Every good project, you have projects, you have what you are conceiving. Somebody said conceive, somebody said initiation stage. You must have something you are conceiving. What she's conceiving now is to purchase at the appropriate time. What is her goal? So that she will have enough and will not buy at a higher cost next year. So there she has a project. There are people involved. As she's saying, that thing is not that easy. I've done it before. It is not that easy. Don't middlemen will not even let you get a good price. And nobody has the mind to go to farm directly now because of what is happening in farms. You will need people. Maybe somebody that is good at information when these things are out, who will inform you the right time to buy. You will need process. What should you do first? Should you make your, what do we call this thing, crates, where you will put the food? Because if you put it on a bare ground and they are in bags, you are likely to lose it. Is it that you want to look for a store? All of these are processes. Is it that you want to buy the sacks? Because when harvest has come, sack too used to go up. At least all of these processes. Then, at the end of the day, the products, what that project will bring out. Understanding and balancing these elements as key to successful project management. Ensuring that projects are completed on time, within budget, and to the satisfaction of all stakeholders is what you call excellent. But let me ask us a question. What if you had all your plans? And what is happening in Nigeria now happen? Somebody in the building industry was speaking to me some months back. And he said, we have a particular amount we have told government we are selling houses. They will not increase that price for you that you are beneficiaries. Now we were buying cement that before, and now we are buying it so. That was in January. How do you think that project can still benefit those who are in it? Will you say he did not plan well? Or will we say his risk analysis was not perfect enough? Would anybody have expected 100% increments? Let's discuss this. What do we think? Will anybody want to, because what we are seeing now is about 300% increment from last year June, if we are following the market. Yes. So will we have planned a project last year and then we said that things will go 300%? Is it possible any human being will do that? No. So what do we call such risk? Variation. Okay. So it's beyond what you can even plan. So we should understand that in project management, if you've had projects that have failed, it's not because you are a failure. There might be one or two indices that is beyond human. Look at COVID-19. Sir? First my job, talk. Let our lawyers help us in that one. Look at COVID-19. Hotels like this suffered. Eating points, gardens suffered. Because there is no more gathering more than 20 people. You cannot gather like this during COVID. So these are things that you may not have planned. And that's why I like the person that mentioned risk analysis. Because no matter how brilliant, but at least your risk analysis would have maybe give you a little leverage. So please, let's know these 4 things are important. Project, people. No matter how brilliant your idea is, you need people. And I think of all our resources, it is people we don't really consider as an asset. Your people are your asset. You will do as well as your people are doing. Hello? Have brain more than anything. You can only be as good as your people are. Because the way God has orchestrated it, one hand like this cannot carry anything and still put it on your head. You need the second hand. Now, the second hand said there are things that 2 hands cannot do. There are some things you say, help me carry. And this every load you can carry. There are things you say, come and help me carry. That is leveraging, which we all need, whether from a young or from the old. People are your assets. So in project management, it is the same. Now, who is a project manager? I think we have said enough for even a volunteer to tell me who a project manager is. So which of you will try? Please try. Try and get it wrong. It doesn't make any meaning. But not to try is not what is not really nice. Who is a project manager? From all this analysis from everybody, who is a project manager? I'll call on somebody because I see somebody who wants to talk, but she's still saying it inside. Oh yeah, rise up like a soldier and say it. And I'm looking at you, our eyes are meeting. The lady in red. This is our Nasarawa volunteer who will lead you. The lady in red. Please. Who is the project manager? I know you know it. Please, let's be fast.
Is someone that plan a project.
Someone that plan a project. Let's clap for her. Who else want to try among the volunteers? Does anybody want to also help her, not our brother? Give it to this, my sister, in green Ankara. Yes, ma'am. Somebody that plan. At least you have been hearing everything we are saying. So, who is a project manager? If I were you, I would just look for this simplest thing that I would just escape. Yes. Excellent. It's confidence that you have. You said it's someone that achieves project goals, have you? I help you. Sit down. The project manager is someone that, at least we can say, even give it back to me, manages a project, or supervises a project, or is in charge of a project, or oversees a project. You can use any English and confuse me. Yes. Must it be what I wrote here? It's your own English now. If you like, put broken. Yeah, okay, a project manager is a central figure with a clipboard or a megaphone, coordinating all elements and ensuring alignment of all of these different elements as one. It's more like the accounting officer of a project who will give accountability on what works, what did not work, why did it not work, where did we miss it. That is the project manager. He is in charge of the overall project. And most likely, he is likely to lead a team of other people who are also supporting him on that project. So he is a leader, a guide, a team, and overseer of the project. He is an organizer. Some of you say plan. He is there too. That's why I say you are not wrong. He is a problem solver, just like Ashitu might say. She wants to solve for full problem. Then she got thinking of a project. Then communication keeps everyone informed and ensure that we are all on the same page. What are we trying to do here? This is project management for us. We are managing you to go back and go and spread this. We are ensuring that if we don't tell you this and if we don't give you this, we cannot come back and say, why did you not train the tech? So everything in life is project management. No matter how little we do, want to look at it. My daughter wants to get married. It's project management. If I approach it from a project management point, that wedding, I can decide to say, okay, you want to take a caterer, you want to take an event planner, you want everything you document. You don't, because you are likely to forget. Now, no matter how smartest your brain is, they said the smallest ink is better than the smartest brain. First of all, you want to write down your vision. And this is what I want it to look like. You initiate. You plan with other stakeholders. Since you are not the one that will spend money, maybe the father of the girl, maybe the girl herself, maybe her husband too, maybe your relations where you are supported. You also need to, everything, everybody is, so that you can even, at the first goal, you can say, I can realize this much from these sources. Those are known. There are other unknown sources that this can come from. So you can put that as a prescriptive budget. And when you know that the one you are sure of, the budget you are sure of is not more than 500,000. I'm giving an example. And you know that others may still give you money. Don't let your budget get to 2 million. Because who says you are going to have the 1.5 million? That is what we call risk framework. It is a maybe, probability, question mark. So work with what is within your budget. You will now leave it and say, okay, if this extra comes, this is what you will go for. So nothing catches you unaware. There are some of us that don't like planning. Let me tell you, I don't like planning. By nature, I don't like planning. But after I've suffered severally, nobody taught me. If you put me down and talking planning, I don't know anything. The more you spend, the more you get. The more you spend, the more you get. Go away. I will tell you that because I have seen it work in my life. But there are times you need to sit down and plan. Even in in giving, you have to plan. Otherwise, you will give and not get to give again. So that is who the project manager is. He's a leader. And he ensures things are not just done, but done timely. A lot of them will always come to you and be saying, timeline, timeline. You are going beyond the scope. You are not strategic. You are not looking at our strategic plan. What you are saying is different from what we said we will do. Because they have a template they are working from. It's not because they have anything against you. That is like a guide for them to ensure that they achieve their projects. What is a project? We have said what a project is, and I don't want us to waste time on this. But all the same, let us look at this. They say it's a specific task, a set of tasks. One thing we must know is that most projects are temporary. You want to do wedding for your son. After a while, you would have done the wedding. Yes. What Madam wanted to do, though it is kind of yearly, but at some point she will stop buying. And she will now be gaining from what she has got. She will not go and be buying when it's expensive because she already has stocked up. So, number one, if people now see her, they will say she has money. They won't know that she planned towards it. I think I was talking to someone. They were now asking of somebody, and I said she went on vacation with 2 weeks with the family. And I said, those people, it's not as if they had the money. It is planning. I said, okay, let's see whether we will plan too. So, most of these things, it's not as if she has that money. Now that she's saying it, she's selling ideas to me too. Although I was thinking of it, but I wasn't concretizing on that. The 200,000 you will spend to buy something now, next year it might be 700,000. Who knows where we are going in this country? So you can also learn planning from other people. It is not something somebody brought on you. Whatever you don't know, ask. But I've done something like that before, and I really had a great shortage. Why? I did not seek counsel. I did not ask those people. There are some that will spoil after a while. There are things. So project is huge. It's not as easy as she said it. Don't rush into it until you have asked her. It is also unique. Anything you call a project is unique. It may not be unique to the third party, but it is unique to you. For it to have been a project to you, for you to want to initiate, for you to want to plan, for you to want to implement, for you to want to monitor, all of these things, and you want to ensure it complete, it is unique to you. In fact, anybody with a project, they have this thing. If they see dog, they will tell you, you know this thing, this is what we are thinking, this is what we are planning. It pushes you, it propels you. Sometimes, I don't even know, I am tired in my body, but my brain is not tired. Because something is propelling me. But I will know, my body will be telling me, it's paining me. And so what? We will continue. It is when you can no longer do it, you now complain, I am sick. But that thing has been warning. But your passion is driving you as if you are an engine. That is a project manager. It is also goal-oriented. If there is no goal, there is no need for projects. Every project must have a goal. At the end of the day, why are we here? We want to ensure that we are able to awake our volunteers, to ensure that they are also able to bring up other volunteers, so that this work will leave only city centers. It will be in every nook and cranny. The awareness will be there. First and foremost is the awareness. Some people are not even aware yet, and you have a load of things to know. Go and offload. Plus the one you hear here, plus the one you know before. Go and offload. There is beauty in seeing people that you have worked with coming up in life. I don't know about most human beings, that's what gives you joy. When you see somebody you train, and they are now training others, and others are training others, that is what they call sustainability. You can do every packaging in this world. Packaging comes and go. Other people will do packaging better than you. Go and sow into people's life. And let them be able to sow into another's life. That's nobody can package. If you package it, they will help you unpackage it. Because when they ask for impact, where is the impact? Don't talk for people, let them talk for themselves. If people have been impacted, they know they can never be quiet. See advocates that have been impacted. Tell them you want to burn them, they will talk. Yes, because that thing has favored them. They have enjoyed it. That is the life of a project manager. You are always, something is pushing you. That project may not look important to somebody else, but to you it's a life. The project management triangle is 3. We have scope, we have time, and we have cost. These 3 are very important. These 3 are very important. Just get it right. Number 1, what time would you need to do it? Number 1, the scope will determine the time. The time will determine the scope, and the scope will determine the cost. They are integrated. None can operate without the other. Your cost is attached to your scope. Your scope is attached to your time. If you now have a scope, you will give it a time. By the time you do your cost, whatever time you give it will determine your cost. Let's say you have a scope, it will go to 3 states. So you will need 3 staff in 3 states, Abi, as your field officers. Then maybe for 1 year, you will calculate their pay for that 1 year. So when you now come back and see that the cost is high, what do? If you want to touch this cost, you have to go back to your school. I know you'll do 3 states again. Money no do. Let us start with a 1 state model. Are we all together now? So none can stay without the other. The project management triangle, also known as the triple constraint. So don't call it project management, they call it triple constraint. I mean, they don't call it management triangle, they call it triple constraint. It means they are so linked. The triple constraint shows the 3 key factors that must be balanced in any project. Your time, how long the project will take, your cost, how much money the project will need, and your scope. Your scope, what needs to be done and within what tasks, deadlines, and the work required to complete it. Key parts of a project scope include timelines, labor costs, that was what I said now, cost in project management, labor costs, and so on and so forth. Now we are on project life cycle. Our chief here just focused on the project life cycle. It started from initiation to, I think, M&E is the last thing. M&E is an ongoing thing in project management. Nobody waits for the end of any project now to do M&E. If you wait till the end of the project, you will miss all your outcomes. So what we do now is result-based monitoring. So result-based means that first and foremost we have a log frame that would have given you your result chain. What is your result chain? I want to use what we all know, jollof rice. Jollof rice now is our project. Who can tell me what you need to make a jollof rice? Quickly, from the volunteers. Quickly, from the volunteers, what do we need to make a jollof rice? If you don't get up and answer me now, I will remove some of you. What is it? What do you need to make a jollof rice?
I'm going to keep that going to answer this question.
Mommy has said, go and put jollof rice. So what will you put together?
We need oil.
Oil? Do you agree with her? What kind of oil?
Depends on what you
It's your choice.
Your choice.
Maybe palm oil or groundnut oil.
Okay.
We need spices.
You need spices?
We need tomato.
You need tomato?
We need pepper.
You need
We
pepper?
need crayfish.
You need crayfish?
We need fish, meat or meat.
Wait, what of rice?
Rice.
Thank you. Sit down. We all know the ingredients of jollof rice. Abi? All those ingredients in the result chain is called inputs. We need pot soup. We need water. We need gas cooker. So all of those are your inputs. Then your outputs. Your outputs will now be what you are cooking, which is the rice. So when you have finished your jollof rice, you have brought it out, the rice is ready. That is the output of your jollof rice. Then your outcome is people have tasted your jollof rice. And they have said, whoa, fantastic. Oh, so tasty. Your outcome is you have made a delicious jollof rice. So maybe somebody now had the jollof rice. And he now said, oh, since I've been eating Madam Volunteer, what's your name? What is that person? What's your name?
What's your name?
Rosalie. God's gift. When I've written God's gift jollof rice, I feel it has supported me in going to toilet easily. In fact, it's a balanced diet. Now it's an impact of her jollof rice. So this is the result shade. So that is what we now ensure that is ongoing in the project. Before we used to say initiation, planning, implementation, and M&E, but it's no longer so. You start with M&E, you put your log frame together, so you are working to look at your result. How am I doing? Hope we are getting it. That is why when the report comes from the states, some of us go back and say, it's not looking like the template. Because there was something that we have done before we even got the project. So when we see the report coming from your state, we will now say, no, there is something not right. Why don't you capture it this way? Why don't you capture it that way? I hope you understand that. So who can mention the 6 project life cycle for us now? Now that we have said it, what did we call it? 1, initiation. And that is a very important period. Some people call it incubation. That time you don't even understand very well yourself. I want to tell you something that happened. You know, I told you I don't like planning. But when it comes to work, I'm a planner. I'm a structuralist. We got a project from EU Act. I wasn't a part of the design of that project. That was what brought me to WRAPA. I was brought in from somewhere else to come and lead that project. So I led it as I met it. And it was a lot of difficulty. Because we did not think through when we got that project. When we now finished phase 1, they were now, Fonda was now asking us, what is the outcome? Now we cannot produce outcome. You know why? All the money was spent in training. All the money. Okay, when you train all of these people now, how would they train others if you don't support them to train? I don't know if you are getting me. We spent all the money in training. That was the way the project was designed. We did not do anything against the work plan, but it wasn't producing the results even that UN women was expecting. So what we now did was, when they consider us for phase 2, we now restructured. We now say, this time training is enough. We will only do 1 or 2, 3 trainings because of newcomers. We will now look for head of networks. It doesn't have to be one big network, or it can be a tax meeting. It can be Farmers Women Association. That they normally have their normal meeting. We will now introduce this agenda of violence against women and girls protection into their meeting. That was what we did. And oh my God, that was one project too many. Even last year, we presented it, we prepared a paper in Nairobi on this project. It has gone global. It has gone regional. We spent 140 something million. On the first phase, we spent 64 million on the second phase. But the result of the 64 million is 10 times better than the 164. So I will try to tell you it's not about the amount. It's about the strategy. When they gave us this funding, we did not start spending. It took 3 months to think through. Everybody was just looking at us. We were not doing anything. A lot of times, you get money too early. You dump on the field and you don't come with cogent and tangible results that you can lay your hands on. Now in Sokoto, we have people reproducing. Now in Adamawa, we have people reproducing. In that city, we have people reproducing their types. Over 64 million. Naira, not dollar. This is don't hold on to the money. WRAPA gave out to small NGOs, grassroots NGOs.